Much, so that was an unsuccessful harass. Much looks like he's putting down the Citadel of Adun now, so he's probably going to be going for a Bisu build. And Hero's putting down a 4th hatchery, so we may very well be seeing that 5 hatchery Scourge into Hydralisk Den build that we've been seeing from Zerg players recently, that we saw from Savior in Game 1 of Group A, where he handily defeated Bisu with that 5-hatch Hydralisk build. We'll have to see. It looks like the first Corsair is out for Much, so he's going to try and harass some Overlords, get some scouting off. Templar Archives going down for Much as well. Much looks like he has a couple of Zealots and Dragoons as well as Cannons. So yes, that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing Savior's 5-hatchery Hydralisk build. There's the Hydralisk Den going up for Hero right now. Much is going to scout that. He's going to know he's going to be facing this 5-hatchery Hydralisk build. And this 5-hatchery Hydralisk build is proven to be very effective against this sort of style, this standoffish modern style of PvZ play. And it looks like we're seeing a couple more gateways going down for Much. He's going to be looking to macro up. I think he only has one gateway up to this point, which is good. Hero with some Scourge out, going to try and Scourge some of those Corsairs. And Much is going to need really careful Corsair micro in order to fight this. Looks like Hero realizes that he's open at that expansion. Excuse me, he's putting a Sunken Colony down. I think that's wise. And those Scourge flying around Much's main, going to get some free scouting off. Much with the Dark Templar out. Dark Templar moving north. I'm not sure. No, I don't think Hero knows this Dark Templar is coming. Maybe he'll have Overlords in position to defend. I'm not sure. And it looks like Hero with some Hydralisks popping out now. Those 2 Scourge chasing that Corsair around. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that Corsair. I don't think they're going to be able to get it. It looks like they're too far away. Much is probably going to be able to drag that Corsair back to his cannons, and those Scourge are going to get taken out by Much's Photon Cannons at his natural expansion. 4 gateways down for Much now. Much's Bisu build is now ready to be in full swing. It looks like that Dark Templar is going to get warded off. There is an Overlord there, and it looks like Hero's going to be careful with those Zerglings right there. He knows that Much has Dark Templar on the field now. He's going to be much more careful with regards to his positioning and his Overlord placement. And it looks like Much is leaving that Dark Templar there just to see if... looks like that Dark Templar is moving towards it. I think Hero does see it. The way those Zerglings are moving is somewhat indicative of him having seen the sort of cloak flash. But it looks like that Dark Templar is going to get surrounded by those Zerglings and taken out. That Overlord moving in position just in time. Much leading that Dark Templar there. A bit unfortunate for Much there. Looks like Overlord speed is up for Hero. So Hero's going to have those speed Overlords that are so critical when facing these this Corsair Dark Templar build. Looks like Hero with some Lurkers out. Interestingly enough, the Lurkers are going to burrow. These Zealots and Archons are going to, Much's are going to get repulsed. And Much needs to be really careful he doesn't get bottled in here. He needs to be really careful he doesn't get boxed into his natural expansion. And we see this all the time in this PvZ matchup, is when the Protoss player gets contained in his natural expansion, the Zerg player is just able to macro up almost indefinitely, and it is really bad for the Protoss player in the long run. But it looks like that isn't going to be the case here. He was getting his robotics facility down, so we can probably expect observers relatively quickly to help Much deal with those dangerous Lurkers that Hero has begun to field. And interestingly enough, I haven't seen a whole lot of Hydralisks on the field for Hero. I'm not sure if he's keeping them in reserve or what. It looks like a group of Zerglings and are going to bypass Much's troops here. Much with quite a great number of Zealots. So it looks like that Lurker is taking free shots at that gateway there. I'm not sure Much notices. Much needs to pull his forces back. It looks like Much was trying to set down a 3rd expansion here, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. That pylon gets taken out by those Zerglings. Much is going to be able to set down a 2nd expansion at that sort of 3 o'clock-ish position there. But critically, Hero's going to have scouted that, and that means Hero is going to know that expansion is going up. Hero's going to know that he's both going to either need to expand and or take out that expansion of Much's. And it looks like Hero macroing up a lot of Zerglings here, a lot of Hydralisks as well. But again, I haven't seen a lot of those Hydralisks. Maybe he's just decided to go straight Lurkers instead. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Much has even noticed that Lurker. That is just careless on Much's part. That Lurker might actually take out that gateway of Much's. I'm not sure, yet Much finally sees that Lurker. He finally gets an Overlord in position, and these Zerglings are just going to get torn to shreds by those Zealots with +1 attack upgrade. I'm not sure what Hero's upgrades are, but Hero with a lot of Zerglings coming in for the north. Much does not have enough to stop this. He's going to need to pull those Archons back. Much does the right thing. He's pulling back to those cannons. Hero looks to be setting up to put a lot of pressure on that new expansion. And it looks like Hero's actually going for a drop behind the mineral line of Much's natural expansion. Hero dropping a lot of Zerglings. Those, Lurkers. The Lurkers are going to get taken out, but Much critically losing a lot of probes in that engagement. And Much, look at him. He knows that he made a mistake there. The Grandpa Toss knows maybe his elderly reflexes failed him there a bit. But critically, he lost a lot of probes at that expansion. He didn't need to lose to that Lurker drop. And now a ton of Zerglings coming in. I'm not sure if Much is going to be able to fend this off. Much losing that Archon critically, losing a lot of Zealots here. And this is not looking good for Much right now. It looks like Hero is getting a 4th expansion down and another hatchery. And it looks like he's getting his lair tech as well. So we're going to be seeing some really heavy macro play from Hero relatively quickly here. And I don't know if Much is in the best position to defend this. It doesn't look like Much is a whole lot on the field right now. And this could be bad for him. We'll have to see. He has a lot of gateways, but it doesn't look like they're all producing right now to their maximum capacity, probably because he lost so many of those probes at his natural expansion to that Lurker drop critically. And now there are a couple Corsairs out taking out some Overlords. But at the rate Hero is expanding, I don't know if it's going to make a big difference. A lot of Zerglings out for Hero. Hero relying a lot on his Zerglings this game, and the Zerglings have been very effective for him, and I think it's been very good for him. A big group of Overlords there just hanging out, afraid of those Corsairs. Much going to chase that Zergling around with the Zealot, and still just a lot of Zerglings out for Hero. This is an interesting play. It's going almost straight Zerglings, and once he gets that attack upgrade, it's going to be very powerful, but again,